Hi girls. Video number 2. We are gonna make these 3 cards in this video. Excuse my mess. All right, so let's start with this one. And so this is using the Glimmer Christmas is Gleaming paper, DSP, I think. And there's 3 different papers, so you could get any combination. There's 1 green card in your kit and then 2 Night of Navy, Mossy Meadow, pardon me, green. Now in the sample that Bonnie made for me, she used these lovely stars, but guess what? We can't get them anymore. They are from last year. So we're gonna use the Gilded Gems. So you should have those in your kit. And look, I told you we'd find the little acorn. I'm gonna add that acorn to my brown card. Well, I don't know why it's in this basket, but all right. So you're gonna need a punch of some kind. This is the current punch in the catalog, but there's also the word window punch that has rounded edges, and that, I think that's retired, but a lot of you probably have that, and that'll work just fine. And if you do not have a slot punch like this, then you know what you do? You leave out the punch, you just make a card, make your card like this, and then this white piece, just stamp your sentiment and put it on the front, you know? So, because the thing is, when I cut the packages, I couldn't do the slot for you, because depending on how you glued your card together, everybody's is going to be different. So this card is using the beautiful copper foil DSP. It is gorgeous. And all of the designer papers have a little bit of copper in them, so they coordinate nicely. So the measurement for this card, if you want to make it, make some more, it's 9 3/4, and then it's scored at the 5 1/2 from this edge. So we just cut that off, the 1 1/4. And then this is 2 1/2 by 4 1/4, scored at a 1/2 inch. So you have this little tab, and that's going to get put under your card. So what we're going to do is stamp and seal. Come on. This small little piece. And put it, this is what I mean, how it depends on how you build your card. Everybody is going to build their card just a little bit different. So depending on where I put this, it's going to depend on where my slot is. So for this card, I'm using the Peaceful Boughs. We're going to use this nice sentiment inside, and we're going to use the Season's Greetings and then the little snow splotches. I don't know if there's snow splotches, but that's what we're going to call them. Is this the right? This is not the right one. It goes inside. All right. I will cut another one right quickly. There's no magic of television on this one. You're gonna see it raw and uncut, unedited. So inside, I'm using Whisper White cardstock, and I'm gonna cut a piece 4 by 5 1/4. There we go. It's just slightly bigger, but we need the right size because we're going to cover up this seam right here. All right. So we're going to stamp our sentiment with Night of Navy. Love that. May the spirit of peace gently fill your heart and home in this most wonderful time of year. Isn't that nice? And actually, I should put some. I did put it just a little over. That's okay. All right, do you see how this works? So now, this is actually a very simple, easy, quick card to put together. Oh, sticky. Where's my little white piece? Here it is. So if you have come to one of my crops in the past, you will know, I know that you girls can't make it. So some of you have been and some haven't. So at a table, all these little baskets are sitting there. There's 6 of them. There's one for each card. And you just come and pick up the basket and take it to your spot, or you can come and sit at the extra table and make your Stamp-A-Stack. Most people would take it to their own spot. But yeah, it's pretty low key. It's pretty, you know, here's your sample, have at it, call me if you need me. There's no teaching, only because I feel like I just like to do things at my own pace, personally. So I kind of treat it like that for my guests. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just marking probably about 1/4 of the way from the end, just a little notch so I'll know where to punch. And then I'm going to take my punch and I'm going to put it all the way in, which may not quite reach but my little marks, but that's okay because I know where they are. So I know where to put the punch for up and down. And then voila. So I'm going to stamp Season's Greetings on here. Whoa, look at that. That right in the garbage. All right, so let's do a trial run. Good. And where's my little splotchies? I don't think I mounted them yet. I didn't. So let's get a bigger one. Because we don't need Night of Navy fingertips, you know? I like that. It just adds a little something, something. Let's take some of the ink off. Okay, now let's wash these. The other thing is, when these stamps are in a basket, it can get kind of nasty when they're thrown in there without being washed, you know? Like everything will end up with Night of Navy ink. So, okay. All washed. Let's close this up. And put it back. So now it goes without saying, when you are making your 3 cards, you're going to stamp 3 of these, right? You're going to like stamp 3 of these and put them, you know, kind of assembly line style. But I'm cheating and I'm just doing 1 of each. So get this little guy going. I'm telling you guys, if you need adhesive, this is awesome. It's there's more on the roll too, so it lasts longer. You know, you're not reaching for refill as soon. Okay, so let's put some of these gilded gems. Is that what they're called? You know what else would look nice? These would look pretty nice too. I just thought it'd be nice to put 3 there. Voila, it's like a very, very simple card, and I mean you can go crazy and, you know, decorate it, but there we go. There's number 1. Well, actually number 4. Put everything back in there. So let's do our gnome. Isn't he cute? All right, so these are the Mountain Air dies from the Mountain Bundle. So we cut 2 of them out with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And through the magic of television, ta-da! Because again, guess what? You guys don't need to sit there and watch me do this. It's bad enough you have to watch me color. All right. Some glue dots. Some more colors. So I tried it with the stacked stone background. It's a little busy, I'm thinking. So this is the birch background, much better. I found this card on Pinterest, and I should have wrote down the artist's name so that I could give her full credit, but I'm just telling you, it's not me. I stamped some of these little gnomes. Here's a stamp set, gnome for the holidays. So we're going to use that, and we're going to use the birch background. And for the background, I actually put it on the Stamparatus because it's, I mean, we have a large acrylic block, but this is just, oh, if you haven't got one or tried it, look, I didn't wash it either. Called out. It's amazing. So what I'm gonna do, I have through the magic of television, I have one. Actually, I have 2, but I am gonna stamp it just so you can see how awesome it is. So the thing is, our new foam pads are so soft and the ink transfers so easily that you don't need to press. Like, remember our felt? You had to like tap, 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 tap. Well, you don't have to do that with this. As you can see, I have pressed a little bit too hard on the previous ones I did. So I just kind of touch it. And then close it. And I always say, lean on it and stick your tongue out. You don't have to. I'm making it look way harder than it is. And there it is. It's beautiful. And you know what? I promise I'm gonna clean this, but my chamois is dry. So I need to wet it. So there is that. I'm gonna cut one of these little guys out. Fussy cut again. There is no die for this. So you're gonna have to bear with me. You can cut yours out. You guys have 3 to do. I only have 1. Some people are like freaked out about gnomes for Christmas. I hope you guys aren't. I never really understood why you get freaked out, but sometimes they're not as cute as these guys, but these guys are pretty cute, I find. This is where it's tricky, around this holly. Or is it mistletoe? I think it's holly or mistletoe. Be cute if it's mistletoe. All right, trimming, trimming, trimming. Don't cut his mustache off. It's part of the charm. So the blends on the crumb cake cardstock, they show the color much more than I thought they would. I thought, I don't know. But they are quite opaque. There's our little guy. All right, so I have dark Old Olive, dark Poppy Parade, light Smoky Slate, dark Mango Melody, and light Soft Suede. So let's start with the lightest one, because I feel like it's easier to cover up if we make a mistake. So I'm going to color his shirt, Mango Melody. And of course, if you have blends, you can color however, right? You can probably use markers. If you wanted it to show up with regular markers, like the Stampin' Write markers, I would probably want to stamp him on Whisper White though, because I think it would show up a little bit better. Let's make him have some brown shoes or sandals. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. And this ornament's gonna be green and red because it is Christmas. Ta-da! Now, as for his nose, I used a gem on his nose, but let's color red because it's not quite as big. Now the other thing is the Wink of Stella. So I Wink of Stella'd his facial hair, and if you let it dry and go over it again, it'll be extra sparkly. There we go. And then I'll go over it again later. So it's a little more sparkly. Now, I think, okay. So let's put these back. We are gonna stamp. So I should have this written down exactly what the name of this is, but really any kind of tag punch. There's several different shapes. So I chose this one, and actually the gal who did the card originally, she used a framelit and it was really cute. However, you know, in a Stamp-A-Stack setting, it's much easier to just use a punch. So Holly Jolly Everything, I find that so cute. You can do that in the espresso ink, or you can use a black. I use the black just because I used the black to stamp our little guy. because we want Memento ink when we're using blends. And you know what? Like, we're stamping 18 cards. You ladies are stamping 18 cards. But if you like want to make a huge event out of this, I would suggest you put a piece of white inside your card and decorate it up. Like, if you have the gnome for the holidays, you can put the tree inside. There's no place like gnome for the Christmas season. Isn't that cute? So you can, I've seen that more and more. Demonstrators are decorating the inside of cards, and it's so nice. My friend Marsha uses washi tape. Because, you know, if you start collecting washi tape, next thing you know, you have like hundreds of rolls of it. Ask me why I know this. So anyway, she decided she's going to start using it. So she puts it inside cards, and it's so cute. All right, let's stick these trees down. I'm going to put them a little bit different heights. Now, I can't forget to do this. I am going to sponge the outside. Now, some people like the sponge look and some people like the clean look. So it just depends what look you like. So I'm just using a little wedge of a Stampin' Sponge. Stamp off because we don't want the big sponge mark on the card. And then I just kind of come at it from the side. And the more you do it, the more your sponge gets saturated and you don't have to dip it in as much. But so you can shabby chic the living daylights out of this card. Some people go crazy with the sponging. I like the look of going crazy with the sponging, but I don't like putting in the effort, especially if you're making a bunch, right? So, and just give it a little bit of interest, and you can even, you know, shabby chic your whole birch tree a little bit if you want. But I do like the look of having the edges finished on the punched sentiment. I just find it helps it stick out a little bit more. All right. Got some weird little edge here. Driving me crazy. All right. So, where is my card? I know I made one. Okay, well, we'll just... Oh, yeah, we need the red too, don't we? And there's no magic of television here either. Well, let's decorate the front of this card. That's what happens when you put things in a safe place. You can never find them again. All right, so I'm going to dimensionalize my sentiment. I'm going to dimensionalize my little gnome. And do I have my mini? I don't have my mini dimensionals here for his hat. So let me show you a trick. If you don't have mini dimensionals handy, you can just use your edges and just cut them. Oh. My son is playing PS4 with his little school buddies. I hope you can't hear that. You're getting extra entertainment. Oh, and you know what I forgot? To do the bow. I find that so cute. And then let's do the mistletoe slash holly. We're not sure what this is. Well, I'm not sure what it is. Let's color that. And let's give his beard an extra dose of glitter. And you know, we even have yeah, okay. So there is our, oh, one more thing. We need to put a bow on this. So I'm gonna use a glue dot and I'm gonna roll it just a little bit. And stick it down. And then I'm going to use the linen thread. So in your package, you will have gotten a clear envelope with a whole bunch of different ribbons and whatnot in it, because I love ribbon and I don't understand. Some people don't like putting ribbon on cards. I don't understand. I have decided that I have a ribbon problem, but that's okay. There's worse problems to have. So you're going to take your linen thread and you're going to use it and make 3 bows for your 3 cards and stick them down. So cute. And then we're going to use some of these gems. You know what? Oh well, that'll work. This end is really the good end for this, because you can pick them right up. Okay, come on, little guy. I'm not making this look easy, am I? There we go. All right, now through the magic of television, I'm going to mount this on the piece of red. Oh, we forgot the gem for his nose. That's the best part. All right. So there we go, number 5. Card number 5. So again, here are the blends. Old Olive, Mango Melody, one of the reds, a Smoky Slate, and a Suede or brown. And of course, yours doesn't have to be the exact same. I just know sometimes when I'm making things, I like to know what the person doing it is using. So there's that card. And the last card, I saved the easiest, quickest, best for last. Well, maybe not the best. It's not my favorite, but I like it. So this card uses the Balmy Blue Glimmer paper. It is so pretty. And they've reformulated this, so when you cut it, you don't get little glittery speckles everywhere like the old glimmer paper did. So I am so enthusiastic about this Balmy Blue paper that I've just cut the whole sheet. I've seen this card made where they just had like a 3.5 by 3.5 to put behind the snowflake, but I'm like, nope, the more bling, the better. Bring on the bling. And the other thing that I'm using to decorate this is the adhesive backed snowflake gems. So they look like this. They're in the holiday catalog. And you get 2 sheets like this. And or maybe, yeah, 2 sheets like this. So one is kind of pink and yellow iridescent, and the other is like clear iridescent. All right. So we're using the So Many Snowflakes ribbon, the white glitter ribbon, and we're using the dies. So this piece, I believe, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, because we want to layer it on the glimmer paper and have a nice border around it, I hope I'm telling you the right size. This grid paper that I'm using is so beautiful. And I love that, you know, it still has the lines on it. But the only thing is there's no measurements. And since I've been using it, I realize how dependent I am on those measurements on the regular grid paper. So, you know what I mean, right? There's a ruler along the bottom, and I'm constantly doing this to measure things. All right, so we're gonna put some ribbon across, and rather than tie a bow, I'm gonna show you a little trick. Actually, before we do that, let's stamp. Always stamp first. Ask me how I know that little rule. So we're using the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. I am gonna use these little snowflakes just to kind of make a background with the Balmy Blue ink, which I'm gonna stamp off to make it nice and light. So I just want to kind of give it some texture in the background. Okay. Wash that. And my words, which, look, they are well loved. I'm just going to give this a little scrub and make sure that I didn't forget to wash it the last time. Okay. Beautiful. So we'll put these in the basket. So what I'm going to do is put some adhesive on the back, and I'm going to run my ribbon across. And actually, since I'm back here, I'm just going to go ahead and put adhesive all over. All over. All right. So, and I actually cut this longer than I needed to. Like, I could have been a little more frugal with it. So we're going to stick this down on our glimmer paper. It's so pretty. And then we're going to take this ribbon and just tie, rather than trim off a little wee tiny snippet. You don't want to like have it too short, and then you'll be having a tough time making your knot. So just leave it nice and long, use one end of it, and then just trim. And then you can actually slide it along wherever you like it, but I kind of like it there. So didn't even fold my card yet. I got so excited about making this. There we go. And I'm gonna add a few of these. Little iridescent snowflakes. And voila. So, there are your last 3 cards. So I hope you guys have fun and enjoy making your cards. And just message me if you have any questions. And yeah, thanks for playing. All right, bye.